January 3rd, 2026. 2 hours past midnight. He doesn't know it yet, but Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro's time is running out. His rule is only minutes away from being brought to an end by a sudden United States military strike. Within 30 minutes, President Maduro and his wife would be hurried onto CH-47 Chinook helicopters and taken to the USS Iwo Jima. Soon, they will both face trial in New York.
To bring outlaw dictator Nicolas Maduro to justice.
Here is how it unfolded. Under pressure from recent events, Maduro moved his base of operations from the Miraflores presidential palace to Fort Tiuna. Miraflores offered the optics of power, but Fort Tiuna offered something much greater: protection. Fort Tiuna was a military city, shielded by a layered Russian air defense network known as the Kill Zone. On the ground, the base was guarded by the most elite and loyal battalions of the Venezuelan military. At the heart of the base sat the ultimate defense, the safe room. The room was reinforced with industrial-grade steel, designed to withstand explosives and high-caliber gunfire. Maduro believed the doors were impenetrable, a barrier that would take days to breach. Believing he was safe for another night, President Maduro and his wife settled in for the night at Fort Tiuna. Good luck and Godspeed. Soon, over 150 aircraft launched from 20 different bases across the Western Hemisphere. Their mission was simple: neutralize Venezuela's ability to see, hear, or react to the incoming extraction force. The opening move was invisible. Assets from Cybercom executed a precision grid collapse, plunging Caracas into a total citywide blackout. Instantly, the digital eyes of Venezuela's Integrated Air Defense Command went dark. At the same time, EA-18G Growlers from the VAQ-132 Scorpions flooded the remaining spectrum. Using the next-generation jammer, they saturated the frequencies of the Russian-made S-300VM and Buk M2 batteries, turning the most sophisticated air defense network in South America into a collection of useless hardware. But the skies weren't safe yet. F-35 Lightning IIs and F-22 Raptors sliced through the kill zone undetected. Using precision-guided munitions, they surgically dismantled any radar sites that managed to stay online. Explosions scattered the fort as soldiers frantically rushed to their battle positions, looking up, but they were looking in the wrong direction. Whilst aircraft were taking off from various locations, a number of Chinooks took off from an undisclosed location. They were the 161st Special Operations Aviation Regiment, also known as the Night Stalkers. Immediately, the Chinooks assumed an altitude no greater than 100 feet, avoiding enemy radar detection. And as the jet fighters disabled the air defenses, the Chinooks snuck along the coast and through the mountain passes, right to Fort Tiuna. At exactly 2:01 a.m., the first Chinook touched down on the ground. Soldiers from Delta Force poured out of the Chinooks and secured the surrounding area. But Delta Force faced one glaring issue. Where was Maduro hiding? Intelligence knew he was residing in Fort Tiuna, but the base had several residential quarters. He could be in any one of them. How did they know exactly where Maduro was? Since August 2025, a CIA team in Caracas monitored Maduro's every move and habit, predicting his crisis reactions and preferred safe spaces. And despite Maduro's secrecy, the CIA gained a high-level source inside the government, giving real-time tracking and confirming that Maduro and his wife moved to a specific compound at Fort Tiuna. They even tracked what his pets were. Using satellite imagery and LiDAR from stealth drones, intelligence was able to map every inch of the residence and identify its structural details, including the material and thickness of the walls. With this, the CIA recreated an exact replica of Maduro's residence. This gave Delta Force the perfect training ground. They trained relentlessly to simulate the capture before the target could reach his safe room. With all this information, intelligence was able to map out and predict exactly where Maduro would be on the morning of January 3rd, 2026. What if Maduro made it to his safe room? Delta Force entered the building and moved with breathtaking speed. Using their training, they had memorized the entire layout of the building. It was now a race against time. Would the team capture Maduro before he reached the safe room? Maduro and his wife were mere seconds away from the safe room door. Quickly, they rushed inside. Meanwhile, Delta Force was seconds behind. But before Maduro could secure the door, Delta Force burst through and secured the package. U.S. law enforcement officially detained and arrested both Maduro and his wife. The package was secured. And if Maduro had managed to secure the door to his safe room, Delta Force had a plan. Using the data gathered by the CIA, Delta Force spent months experimenting with different methods of quickly blasting open the safe room door. Eventually, they managed to get practice opening the door within 47 seconds using blowtorches, an impressive feat for such a strong steel door. As the sun rose over the Caribbean on January 3rd, the message was clear to the world. The rule of Maduro was over, and the trial of a lifetime was just beginning in the Southern District of New York.